शीतला सस्यश्यामला मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् शुभ्रज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनी पुल्लकुसुमित द्रुमदलशोभिनी सुहासिनी सुमधुरभाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्.
Okay, good morning students. Today we will going to learn about a new lesson, that is production and management of food from animals. What is that? Production and management of food from animals. We all know we are getting food from plants and also animals. Is it right? Every day we are using so many food items which is coming from the plant as well as animals also. Some of them they used to eat plant food, and also some of them they are using animal food. Is it right? It means animals also will give some of the food items. So in our day life, animal gives food and also it is useful in different ways. The animals are used to us in different ways. So in our daily life, animals are useful in different ways. For example, some of the animals will give food materials. Some of the animals are useful in agriculture. Some of the animals are participate in the process of transportation. So like that, in our day-to-day life, these animals are very, very useful to the human beings. So according to that, I want to ask you one question. What is animal husbandry? What is animal husbandry? పశుపోషణ అంటే ఏంటి? Why? Because పశుపోషణ means పశువులు మనం ఏం చేస్తాం? పోషిస్తాం. This do you know? In English we have to say animal husbandry. Why? From them we are getting so many benefits. We are getting so many benefits from the animals. So that's the reason what మనం పోషిస్తున్నాం. So that pashuposhana is called animal husbandry. If you want to see the definition of animal husbandry, what is that? That is providing food. Yes, we are providing food for them. Also shelter. Yes, shelter also we are arranged, and also protection. Yes, వాటిని రక్షిస్తున్నాం, and also breeding of animals. వాటి నుంచి కొత్త జీవులు మనం పుట్టిస్తున్నాం. So this all together is called as animal husbandry. పశుపోషణ. What is animal husbandry? When we are providing food, shelter and protection, also breeding of animals. It's all together called as animal husbandry. Okay now? Okay. If I am asking what are the uses of animals? If I want to ask you one question regarding animals, what is that? What are the uses of animals? What do you want to say? You are saying so many uses. First of all, useful for food. Yeah? They are giving different types of food items. Eggs, meat, milk, ghee, curd. So many food items we are getting from the animals. And also, these animals are useful in agriculture. What is that? These animals are useful in agriculture. From these animals, we are getting so much of compost that is very useful to the plant. In the agriculture field, this compost is very, very useful. And also, these animals are participated in transportation. These animals are participated in transportation. So many uses in our day-to-day life we are getting from the animals. Okay. So that's the reason early man, ఆది మానవుడు అక్కడి నుంచి కూడా, in those days the wild animals as converted as a domesticated animals. The early man converts these wild animals into domesticated animals. So what are the animals are domesticated in those days? In that, the first one, dog. 3000 to 700 years BC, before Christ onwards, they domesticate these dogs as a domesticated animals. Actually, this is a wild animal. In the beginning, dogs are wild animals. Not only dogs, all the animals are domesticated. But when they know the uses of these animals, they started to domesticate. In that, the first one, dog. Next one, sheep. 11,000 to 900 BC. BC means before Christ. Next, pig. 9,000 BC. 9,000 BC, before Christ. Next, goat. 8,000 BC. So, these all the animals are, in the beginning, wild animals. But later, they are converted as a domesticated animals. But do you know, in the beginning, all the animals are not domesticated by primitive man. Early man not domesticate all the animals in the beginning itself. Why? Because in the beginning, they don't know the uses of all the animals. So that's the reason, when they find the uses of some of the animals, that animals only they domesticated. But later, they come to know about them, then that are animals also converted as a domesticated animals. Nowadays, we are domesticate so many animals. Why? Because for each and every animal is useful in our life, in our day-to-day life, in different ways. అంటే ప్రతి యానిమల్ కూడా మనకి ఏదో ఒక రకంగా ఉపయోగపడుతుంది అన్నమాట. సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద యానిమల్స్ ఆర్ యూస్ఫుల్ ఫర్ ఫుడ్ మెటీరియల్స్, సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద యానిమల్స్ ఆర్ యూస్ఫుల్ ఇన్ అగ్రికల్చర్, సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద యానిమల్స్ ఆర్ యూస్ఫుల్ ఇన్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్టేషన్. Is it right? For example, goat, sheep, hen, these all are useful in food production. Some of the animals are transportation. Donkeys, horse, they are all participated in, what is that? Transportation. In agriculture, so many. Cows, buffaloes, these all are participated in agriculture. So, when the primitive man find out these kind of uses with them, then the animals, the wild animals, converted as a domesticated animals. So actually, even though plants also useful for our food materials, but all the plants are not sufficient to provide or required nutrients into our body. So that from the plants we are not getting all the nutrients which is required to our body. So that's the reason. Animal food is also useful to our body. Then the animals are domesticated. So now we are eating plants and also animals. We are getting some of the nutrients from the plants as well as we are getting some of the nutrients from the animals. Both are required to our body. Both plants and animals. So that's the reason nowadays we are domesticated so many animals in our day-to-day life. So if you observe in agriculture field, we are seeing so many buffaloes and goats, sheep. They are grazing. అంటే మేత మేస్తూ మనం చూస్తూ ఉంటాం. Have you seen in the field when we see in the agriculture field so many buffaloes, so many sheep, so many goats are eating grasses. Why these people are allowing to eat grass in the field? When they are eating means when the grass eating, these buffaloes or goats or whatever it may be, they are releasing excrete. అంటే వేస్ట్ అంటే తిన్నప్పుడు అవి వేస్ట్ పదార్థాన్ని రిలీజ్ చేస్తామంటే దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ఎక్స్క్రీట్ విసర్జక పదార్థం. డూ యూ నో దట్ మెటీరియల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ యూస్ఫుల్ ఇన్ అగ్రికల్చర్. When they excrete the waste materials into the field, that material later it converted as a compost. So when in the agriculture, this compost is very, very useful to the soil. When this compost is entered into the soil, it becomes fertile. The soil becomes fertile. Fertile means పోషక పదార్థాలతో కూడినటువంటి నేల కింద మారుతుంది అనమాట. దెన్ దట్ న్యూట్రియంట్స్, దట్ ఫెర్టిలిటీ సాయిల్ ఈజ్ వెరీ యూస్ఫుల్ ఫర్ గ్రోత్ ఆఫ్ ప్లాంట్. సో దట్ అగ్రికల్చర్ మీన్స్ దట్ ఫీల్డ్ very fertile. When the field is very fertile, the farmer will get more sufficient product from the field. So, animals not only useful for food production, it is also parcel in the agriculture also. It is part of parcel in the agriculture also. In the agriculture, these animals are useful in different ways. Some of the animals are providing fertility. It means nutrients, compost. Some of the animals are useful in agriculture. Means plucking. During the plucking time, these animals are very, very useful. So these all are the uses of animals. If you see in village area, cattle rearers అంటే పశువులు కాపాలి అన్నమాట. పశువులు కాపాలి. So in the villages, every day they are collecting different types of animals and they are sending to the different fields. And these all the animals are protected by one person. Do you know that person meaning మన భాషలో ఏమంటామంటే పశువుల కాపరి. Is it right? Cattle rearer. So these all the animals are, when it is entered into the field, they are releasing excrete material. That material is very, very useful for the field. Okay. Next, taking care of animals. Health is also an important task in animal husbandry. If you are not taking proper care about this animal husbandry, what will happen? So many diseases will come. Sometimes the cattle may be dying. When the shed unclean, means cattle shed unclean, what will happen? So many lice, so many mosquitoes will come, and also so many diseases also enter into the sheds. So proper care, proper clean is also an important task in animal husbandry. Sometimes these people are not clean properly, the sheds. The fodder is keep it in the shade, and also urine is also stagnated in the shade. So when these all the unwanted substances are in the shade, automatically some of the diseases will enter into the cattle. Do you know what type of diseases are entered into the cattle, or what type of cattle are affected with what type of diseases? For example, there is a common disease. It entered into the cattle because of unclean. In that, the most common disease is called Galikuntu. What is this? Galikuntu. Galikuntu disease is a common disease in both cows and buffaloes. It is very dangerous disease. And one more important disease that is also very, very dangerous. Nattala Vyadi. What is that? Nattala Vyadi. Kala Vastaramata. Nattala Vyadi. Nattala. With this Nattala Vyadi, do you know who is affected? Sheep and goats. Why these two common diseases are entered into the cattle? Because of unclean. So that's the reason cleaning is also important task in animal husbandry. Cleaning is also an important task in animal husbandry. So care should be needed, as well as production also needed, and also cleaning is also one of the important tasks in animal husbandry. Okay, next milk production. What is that? Milk production. If you see the graph, pie diagram. So, do you know this space? That is cows. Means from the cow, that much quantity we are getting. What is that? Milk. And also, this area, buffaloes, means that much quantity we are getting. Means what is the quantity? Milk we are getting from the buffaloes. Very less. Do you know what is that? Goat, donkey and camel. From them we are getting very less milk. Do you know who is the main source for milk in our country? Cows. What is this? Cows. Cows are the important milk product in our country. Actually, among all the cows, the traditional species, చాలా రకాల ఆవులు ఉంటాయి. దాంట్లో మనకి ఎక్కువ మన ట్రెడిషనల్ స్పీషీస్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో, ద కౌస్ విల్ గివ్ పర్ డే 2 to 5 liters ఆఫ్ మిల్క్. 2 నుంచి 5 లీటర్లు మాత్రమే ఇస్తాయి మన కంట్రీలో ఉన్నటువంటి ట్రెడిషనల్ వెరైటీస్. బట్ ఇన్ దట్ ద ముర్రా ఈజ్ ద మోస్ట్ ఫేమస్. It will give 8 liters per day. 8 liters per day. In our country, some of the traditional varieties, do you know what are they? What are the traditional varieties in our country? Haryana, Jafrabadi, Nagpuri. These all are very traditional varieties. It will give good quantity of milk. But some of the foreign varieties also is there in our country. Do you know? For example, Jersey. Jersey, it is belongs to England. But in our country we are using this Jersey cow. This Jersey cows we are using. And also Holstein, that is from Denmark. Holstein, Denmark, Jersey from England. These both cows will give 25 liters per day. 25 liters of milk per day. But from the crossbreed, means this Jersey and Holstein, these are the crossbreeds. Crossbreed with our local varieties. అంటే ఈ జెర్సీని హాల్స్టీని క్రాస్ బ్రీడ్ చేస్తారు విత్ అవర్ లోకల్ బ్రీడ్. సో అంటే వీటిని మన లోకల్లో ఉన్నటువంటి ఆవులతో క్రాస్ బ్రీడ్ చేస్తే వచ్చినటువంటి ఆవులు ఏవైతే ఉంటాయో దట్ కౌస్ విల్ గివ్ 8 to 20 liters of milk. 8 to 20 liters of milk. So this is very, very useful. Why? Because they will give good product of milk as well as the resistance power is also having this crossbred. It is not fully out of country. Some of the characters from out of country, some of the characters are native country. That is called crossbred. That is called crossbred. So that's the reason they will give milk as well as they are having more resistance power. So such kind of crossbred cows will give 8 to 20 liters of milk per day. Out of milk produced in our country, 60% of milk we are used as, means we are using in different areas. 60% of milk. In what purpose? Cheese, khova, ghee, curd, milk products and milk items. Milk powder. So actually 60% of milk we are using for this purpose. In one day. So actually every day we are getting packets, milk packet. If you observe the milk packet, it is very cool. If you observe that milk packet, on the top of the milk packet, we will see one quotation. We are seeing one quotation. Do you know what is that quotation? Pasteurized milk. What is pasteurization? Why it is called pasteurized milk? So, in the villages, so many milk booths are there. Milk booth and Pala Kendra. So, from the milk booths, these people are collecting the milk and keep it in somewhere. Somewhere means that is in the industrial area. So in that industrial area, there is a process for preserving this milk. Why they want to preserve? Means from that industry only, we have distributed this milk as a packets. Means it should stay some time in proper condition. Otherwise, the milk will be spoiled. So that's the reason in that industry, this milk will go under a process. The process name is called pasteurization. If the milk is not undergo as pasteurization, the milk will get spoiled. Do you know what is pasteurization? What is pasteurization? Pasteurization means when these people are collect this milk and they are keep it in this industrial area, then in that industry, this milk is heated this milk is heated up to 72 degrees. అంటే వాళ్ళు కలెక్ట్ చేసి తీసుకొచ్చిన మిల్క్ ఈ యొక్క ఇండస్ట్రీలో, మిల్క్ ఇండస్ట్రీలో ఫస్ట్ ఏం చేస్తారు, వాళ్ళు హీట్ చేస్తారు. 72 degrees centigrade అంత టెంపరేచర్ కు వెయిట్ చేస్తారు. వై? ఇన్ ద మిల్క్ దేర్ ఇస్ అ బ్యాక్టీరియా. When they are heating up to 72 degrees, the bacteria will be killed. If bacteria remains, the milk will be spoiled. So that's the reason. When they are using 72 degrees centigrade, then the bacteria will be killed. Then up to 72 degrees they heated. Up to what time? 30 minutes. 30 minutes. After that, immediately they cool that milk below the 10 degrees centigrade. Below the 10 degrees centigrade. అంటే 30 నిమిషాల వరకు 72 డిగ్రీల సెంటిగ్రేడ్ వద్ద వేడి చేసి దాన్ని ఇమీడియట్ గా వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారు, వాటిని కూల్ చేస్తారు. ఆ కూలింగ్ ఎంత ఉంటుందంటే బిలో 10 degrees centigrade. బిలో 10 degrees centigrade. Then immediately this chilled milk, they have to keep it in the packets. They have to keep it in the packets. So that milk before packing will undergo a process. That process name is called pasteurization. Why it is called pasteurization? That process will discovered by the process is discovered by Louis Pasteur. So that's the reason that process is called pasteurization. So that's the reason when we see the pulp packet, milk packet, on the top of the milk packet, we are observing pasteurized milk. The title we are observing, pasteurized milk. So that milk is very safe. It preserves some time. Why? Because in that there is no bacteria. The bacteria killed. Then they keep it in the packets. The packets are distributed to each and every village in the form of packets. Okay? Next. Actually, our Indian Statistical Survey tells about our milk in one day, in our country produced, do you know how many liters of milk? Do you know? 40 to 60 lakhs. 40 to 60 lakhs liters of milk we are producing in one day. That is Statistical Survey 2011. 2011 in India. That much milk we are producing. Okay. Do you know one important issue regarding milk? We are 11 months, 12 months, January to December. Do you know the high milk production in which month we are getting? During the winter season. During the winter season we are getting high quantity of milk. Do you know when we are getting less milk? During the summer season. During the time the water is very less during the summer season. During the winter season we are getting sufficient amount of grass. So that's the reason, not only sufficient amount of grass, that condition is very very suitable to increase the milk. So that's the reason during the December, November, October time we are getting more high quantity of milk. During the summer season we are getting a less quantity of milk. Okay? Thank you. 60 to 70% of expansion we are using. For what do you know? For feeding. For feeding to the cattle. 60 to 70%. Why? If there is no feeding, they will not give proper milk. What is the use of this feeding? Why we have to spending this much of money, 60 to 70% of money for feeding? What is the main purpose? Feeding purpose. Feeding, the main purpose of feeding, they have to maintain themselves. అంటే వాళ్ళు పెరగాలన్నా ఫస్ట్ ఫీడింగ్ కావాలి. The second purpose, reproduction. What is that? Reproduction. అంటే పాలు ఇవ్వాలన్నా ఏం చేయాలన్నా ఫీడింగ్ కావాలి. Maintain themselves, and also the main purpose, reproduction. Proper food లేకపోతే పిల్లలు జన్మలేవు కదా. Is it right? That is the main purpose for feeding. Also, what type of feeding we are giving to the cows or buffaloes? That is hay, green grass, and also dry grass, oil seed cakes of groundnut, so etc. etc. Different types of feeding we are giving to the cows and buffaloes. For what? For giving good quality and quantity of milk. When we are using these all varieties of food, when they are eating, the cows and buffaloes, they are giving good quality and quantity of milk. Okay? Thank you.